We've covered Shaquille O'Neal's son, Shareef O'Neal, a couple times on this channel, but when the news starts circulating that there was a high school game, Windward is where he attends, and that game puts up Shaq's son versus Metta World Peace's son.
The panda's son.
The panda's...
Friend's
friend's son.
I just took the friend part out.
Totally forgot about that one.
The panda's son.
The youngest Artest, or I should say the kin of Ron Artest III, was facing off against Shareef O'Neal. Here's some highlights from that game itself. It's pretty fun to watch, and then we're going to get into a little bit of how different Shaq's son plays from Shaq himself. If you want to go back and watch the video again, number 44 is Shareef O'Neal, and number 1, although it should not be difficult to tell, is Ron Artest's son because he looks as like a spitting image of his father. Francis Maxwell, Shareef O'Neal is 6'7". He's looking into Duke, Michigan State, and Kentucky as far as the recruitment process goes to play in college and the one and done, because he probably will be a one and done player. He does not play like his dad.
He's fitting the mold of the newly kind of adjusted center division that we've been seeing recently. I don't know if that's the position he's playing or if he's going to be playing that at all. He's big, he is lanky, and he can shoot threes. He has the ability and the handles to be able to push anywhere, I would say, from the 3, the 4, or the 5. When you look at players that are coming out and playing in the NBA at the moment, the Kristaps Porzingises of the world, and coming out of college like Karl Anthony Towns, they are adjustable. That's one thing you have to be, I think, if you want to make it to the elite level, is you need to be adjustable. You need to have the ability to, and the handles to compete with some of the best players in the world. It's astounding that you were telling me a little bit is how when you were taught basketball fundamentals from the beginning, you're a big man, you work on your footwork. If you're smaller, you work on your handles. I don't think that can cut it anymore. I think if you're a big man,
you got to do more.
Yeah, I think if you're a big man, you got to be working on your feet work, and you got to be. If you're a big man, you got to be working on your footwork, and you also got to be working on your handles. You got to have the ability to play as if you were a point guard 10, 15 years ago with your handles.
That's one of like the biggest fundamental changes in coaching altogether, as you can see, and as evidenced also from stuff like B-Ball Breakdown. We've had Coach Nick on before, and we talk with him all the time nowadays about these type of things, especially with shot formation and how you're supposed to be shooting compared to how they taught it in the 90s and how they teach it now. But it's interesting because you mentioned he's 6'7". If he doesn't grow anymore, which we don't know.
He's an average, yeah.
He could, I mean, it doesn't seem like he's going to be 7 feet tall or as like thick as his father was. So with Shareef O'Neal, it's more like a stretch 3, like a small forward who can kind of go, if you had to play a small lineup, you play a 4, and if you had to play a big lineup, he moves and possibly plays a 2. Again, look at the NBA right now where Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to play point guard at 7 feet tall. And if they play the Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis is 7'2" playing center. Yeah. And they both can handle the ball. That's a totally different era of basketball altogether. We talked about how the NBA was becoming positionless. We're about to hit the peak of that.
Yes,
completely positionless basketball. Yeah. Which is more fluid, a little bit more fun to watch overall too, and there's higher offensive, higher
Is he a
scores.
senior?
He's, I think, a junior, because I think 2018 is when I think he's being recruited for.
Because that's what I mentioned. I meant to mention at the start is that I don't think he's going to be a centre. But if he was to perhaps try
what
and
if
follow,
he grows 5 inches?
Yeah. What if he was to perhaps follow in the same footsteps as his father. He has more of a Kevin Durant-looking body. I think Shaq was thick from day one. Shaq came out the womb with a forearm the size of my quads.
So lastly, I just want to mention that the interesting thing about Ron Artest's son is that he didn't play basketball really until he got older.
Interesting.
Until like he hit like towards the end of middle school. I was reading before, just saying that he wasn't that interested. And then I guess.
I mean, it happens. Yeah. Steven Adams never played basketball until his late years as well.
And that's not the only one. One of the best basketball players of all time, Hakeem Olajuwon, grew up playing soccer ball.
Interesting, but you'll see that these athletes that happen to learn fundamentals from one sport, and if they can transfer over, your footwork. Jesus, why am I finding it so hard to say feet work and footwork, Francis? What is wrong with you? Wrong with y'all. Either way.
You good? You okay?
Footwork.
Is everything okay?
Steve Nash is the perfect example. That guy can control a ball as if it was a bag of cement at his feet. Bang. And his footwork is phenomenal on the court. One of the best passes of the ball and court vision you will ever see in your life.
Yeah, growing up, I used to kick the bag of cement around the yard all the time.
It's an old saying. It's like you can trap a ball like it's a bag of cement, meaning it just looks like it falls on your foot and is not moving.
The weirdest sayings
ever. British people are weird, sorry.
Comment below, what do you think about Shaq's son and Ron Artest's son? Shareef O'Neal, Ron Artest III. Will they be playing at the college level? And where would you like to see them play at the college level? Like, favorite, subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way. We'll see you next time.